Bears beating the Bills 38-0, and Caleb Williams looking good. He was looking good in his debut in that Ben Johnson offense. 97 yards on the opening drive of the game, including a 36-yard touchdown pass. And if you forgot, I'm here to remind you, the Bears are one of 3 teams to not score a touchdown on their opening offensive possession back in 2024. So that's a good sign for Caleb Williams. He played 2 series in all. Almost flawless, wasn't pressured when he wasn't pressured. 6 of 7, 107 passing yards, and the touchdown situation. He didn't complete any of his 3 attempts when pressured, though, which was an issue last year, obviously, because he was pressured on a league-high 260 dropbacks. So that's something Caleb Williams certainly needs to work on. But I have to imagine, CeCe, that this morning Bears fans are feeling pretty positive about what they saw from Caleb Williams.
Absolutely. And as far as the incompletions go, they were inconsequential, right? I mean, one was a screen pass that got read out by the defense. He had to throw it away. And then the other one was the 3rd down on the 2nd drive. Should have been caught by Rome Odunze. Ends up being a drive. But all in all, Caleb Williams was phenomenal. And he showed us exactly what we wanted to see. Command of the operation, getting in and out of the huddle. He used the hard count as a weapon. But I think yesterday clued us in on how Ben Johnson plans on utilizing Caleb's skill set, along with the skill position players that they were able to put together around him, right? 3 targets to the tight ends, 3 completions. Cole Kmet, a big-time seam ball by Caleb Williams. And then, of course, Colston Loveland showed up first play of the game on a swap boot. And then, of course, on that 3rd and 15, they end up picking up 18 with a nice fingertip catch by Loveland. So I really like what they're trying to do around Caleb Williams. Top of the drop, hit his back foot, get the ball out on time. My biggest criticism of Caleb last year, beyond just some of the body language, was his ability to be able to get the football out on time, right? He had 68 sacks, over 50 of them were because he held the ball for 4 seconds or less. Last night, you're talking about Caleb Williams being 6 of 7 on throws less than 3 seconds. So think about it. The majority of his throws and all of his completions came when he got the ball out on time. And if this dude can play on schedule within structure, this Bears offense is going to be potent.
And that's scary for me as a Packers fan. It should be scary for the NFC North. It should be scary for the NFC in general, because you know what Ben Johnson can dial up. And if Caleb Williams can execute that with the weapons that they have, as you mentioned, watch out. It could be a scary Bears team, or at least a team that is taking a huge step forward towards being scary. And one thing I really love, CeCe, too, is, as you talked about, Caleb Williams was complicit in some of the things that we saw last year. He certainly had things he needed to work on. But when he made out that public plea for Ben Johnson to come to Chicago, he said, I want to be coached hard. And that's what they're doing with him in Chicago, which I really love. They're being very transparent about his growth and things that he needs to work on. And I know that this performance was coming off what Ben Johnson described as Caleb's best stretch of practices that he had had, how he had finally been compiling some practices where he was consistent and looked really strong. And for a young quarterback, part of this is mental, right? Part of this is him getting that confidence of having a performance like that and carrying that into the regular season.
Yeah, you want proof of concept, right? Confidence comes from demonstrated performance. And last night he showed that, hey, in this offense, I can be a really, really good player. And I don't have to do it all by myself, because I have a glut of skill position players to lean on. Like, the only negative play that they had on offense was a holding penalty on a run play, but the offense was able to overcome that. And to me, that's important, right? Being able to see yourself do it. I don't give a damn that it was against the backups for the Buffalo Bills. That doesn't matter. They needed to go out there and have confidence in what they're doing, to know that what Ben Johnson is coaching them up to do in practice actually leads to on-field success. So you got to be able to get some wins for these guys in the preseason. And I thought it was a really good job of Ben Johnson being able to dial it up and put his guys in situations where they could help their young quarterback build that confidence. And now, moving forward, you just want to see them stack it, right? Ben Johnson talked a little bit about that in the post-game presser. We want to continue to stack it. We want to have incremental improvement. So it was a great first step in the right direction. By no means is it a finished product. By no means has Caleb Williams arrived. But if you're a Bears fan, and quite frankly, if you're in that organization, you can take a deep breath and take a beat and feel good about what your second-year quarterback is doing.
You feel like he's capable of what you expect him to do?
No doubt.
Which is a positive thought, because at times last year you didn't know. At times last year you did second guess, especially when you saw what other quarterbacks, namely Jayden Daniels, was doing with Washington.
Yeah, and he's always going to be compared to Jayden Daniels, right?
Yeah.
The two are inextricably linked. So I think that being able to have that kind of performance is going to quiet a lot of the noise surrounding Caleb Williams and whether or not he's going to be a quote-unquote bust, right? So I think that that's the thing that we can get excited about, is that we can just focus on the football and not all of the noise around Caleb Williams. Now, of course, Bears fans couldn't wait to let me hear it after that first drive. I'm looking at my social media. It's blowing up. All of that stuff's going on. But, of course, the number one Bears fan out there, David Kaplan, ESPN 1000, of course, he couldn't wait for the airwaves this morning. He had to call me last night. And so we have the voicemail that David Kaplan left me last night after Caleb Williams' 97-yard touchdown drive. Nuno, do we have that queued up?
Hey, CC, take that, baby. Caleb Williams, 93-yard drive. That's what that kid can do. Take that.
Okay. First of all, this is amazing. David Kaplan, we love Cap, but it's a preseason game.
Yeah.
It's a preseason game. Now, I know, again, the Bears, one of 3 teams that didn't score a touchdown on their opening offensive possession last year.
Correct.
So for Caleb Williams to open the game in this way, in his debut, his preseason debut, 7 plays, 92 yards, a touchdown, that's an exclamation point, right? So
Take that, baby.
It's a great drop. It's a great drop.
It really is. But this is what I said about Bears fans last year with Caleb Williams. I said, pump the brakes. I know you guys have quite literally been waiting your entire lifetime for a franchise quarterback. And I know that this kid has all the potential in the world and you're excited about him. But let's not place too much expectations on his shoulders in year 1. And that's what happened. I hate to say it because I want him to have success, but it wasn't as expected for Chicago Bears fans. But hearing Cap get that excited about an opening drive in a preseason game, all that's out the window. Bears fans are thinking he's going to be the next Tom Brady. My gosh, they are pumped.
Baby.
Well, I mean, they literally saw something that they hadn't gotten in years, which is an opening drive touchdown.
That's true.
So getting out to a fast start matters a lot in this league in terms of being able to set yourself up to have success, being able to dictate the complexion of the game. And, of course, when you look at the way the Chicago Bears are built, where the majority of their resources, cap space, draft picks are at, it's on the offensive side of the ball. The offense has to be the bus driver for this team's overall success. And so you want them to go out there and check the box, and that's exactly what they did. Now, they still got several more questions to answer on the test, but they got the first one right, which is all you could ask for. They look buttoned up in the Ben Johnson era, not a whole lot of self-inflicted wounds. They played a good brand of football. And so I think this is a team that we can now start to factor into the mix of dark horse playoff contenders. Remember, before the preseason started, I had the Chicago Bears as a playoff team. I didn't see anything over the first 2 weeks, the first 2 preseason games, to dissuade me of that opinion. Now, a lot of that was based on Caleb Williams having to show and prove.